I started a job once and I didn't really have the skills to do the job, but I had certain expertise that the company wanted, and so they hired me, knowing that I didn't quite fit the mold. And I had a boss at the time who helped me get on board. And I remember my first project that I submitted. And I asked my boss, I said, "Look, I've never done this before. Can you take a look and give me some feedback so that I can do a good job?" And they looked at it and they returned it to me and said, "You did an awesome job. You did great work." And that felt good. But then I had to present my project to the rest of the team. And I got a lot of negative feedback. I did a bad job. And it really hurt my confidence. And I didn't recover from that, even though I garnered more of the skills that I needed to do a good job. I still had it in my mind that I wasn't doing very well. And ultimately, I ended up leaving that position. Now, I could blame my boss at the time for their poor leadership, but I have to blame myself because I didn't push for the help that I needed so that I could do that good job. I should have pushed for it. And the fact is that good leadership can produce tremendous results. And when I think of good leaders, I think of a few different attributes. Good leaders are effective communicators. They know how to talk to their team. They know how to listen to their team. They know how to identify problems and talk with their team so that those problems don't become disasters. A good leader is optimistic. They know how to motivate a team and how to give people a positive vision of the future so that they stay engaged and do a great job. And a good leader is open-minded. They listen to people. They even listen to ideas from the most junior people on a team because sometimes those ideas are really good. But even if they aren't, just the fact that you listen to them makes people feel heard. It makes people feel engaged. It makes people feel like they're part of something bigger. And all of these skills can be applied to any leadership style. Optimism, open-mindedness, and effective communications. If you're a bureaucratic leader, you can apply these skills. A bureaucratic leader is somebody who has a bunch of rules and they say, okay, do X, Y, and Z. Your team does X, Y, and Z, and life is good. And that's okay for junior level teams that need that sort of direction. But it's not the best style for more senior people who are self-directed. For them, you might want a more authoritative approach where you say, okay, this is the end goal that I want, figure it out. And they will do the steps that are required to figure out that task. And that works for certain people too. But the approach that I like best is the coaching style of leadership. And what that means is I take each individual on a team and I look at what they're good at and what they need improvement on, and I help them to become the best version of themselves, to garner the skills that they need, whether I teach them those skills or I point them in the right direction. This works really well for the kind of work that I do. I help companies build processes, and I've got a client now. I've built a process for content development for them. We produce about 40 articles a month. Each article is about 1,000 words. That's the equivalent of a half a novel that we write every single month. And that requires about 8 people on the writing team, plus a content editor, a website administrator, and a bunch of other people. So to facilitate this process, I created a system using a platform called Trello. There are a lot of platforms like this. And I assign tasks on it, and people pick up their tasks, they do the work, and then when they're done, they check off some boxes and they move the task to the next column, and the next person touches that piece of content. And this process continues until this piece of content goes from concept to publication. And this system is really good. Automation is awesome because it eliminates a lot of overhead and it eliminates a lot of mistakes and things slipping through the cracks, but it's missing one very important component. automation often misses the human interaction that most people require. People need human interaction in order to be engaged in the work that they do. They need to feel like they're part of a team. And so that's part of what I do in this job is not only do I manage the project using this system, but I provide that leadership to people. I give them that human interaction that they need and that coaching that they need so that they can improve their skills and stay engaged. Understanding different leadership styles is good, whether you're a leader or you're being directed by somebody else. If you're a leader, you want to know what your own leadership style is so that you can play to your strengths and improve your weaknesses. But if you're being directed by somebody else, you want to know what their leadership style is so that you understand what you can expect to get from them and what you can expect to not get from them. Understanding different leadership styles and improving one's leadership skills is a very important thing for everybody. It's important for you. It's good for you because you will grow as a person. It's good for your boss or for people who are directed by you because they will be more motivated, more engaged, and ultimately they'll look good because of the work that you do. And it's good for your company because they're more profitable. It's good for your company's customers because they get a better product. Good leadership is good for everybody. So what I would encourage you to do is to think about what your leadership style is and what your boss's leadership style is and how you can use that understanding to improve your position at your company.